Alright guys, we're back today and I have a special feature lined up for you guys with a super clean track inspired EG. This thing is butter. And I mean butter because it's championship white. So, oh, there it is right there. Let's get to it. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have Esteban and his very clean EG. So tell me about your Civic.
Well, it's a 92 Civic VX.
Okay.
But it is a salvage title.
Okay.
It was a turd when I got it. So, but knowing I was gonna race it, that's exactly what I wanted.
Okay.
I didn't want to take something that was mint, cut it up, and weld in a roll cage.
So it makes sense given the fact that it's a salvage title. You know, most insurance companies won't insure a salvage title, so that's why now you have a track car that you can basically do whatever you want to it. Doesn't matter if it breaks or whatever, because you built this car for a reason.
Yeah.
Okay, so 90. What year is it?
92.
92 VX. So I know most VXs, they don't come with the side moldings, correct?
No.
Okay, and then did it have power steering, power windows?
It had power steering, but no power windows.
Okay, cool. So what?
I just take that back. No, it had manual steering.
Okay.
Manual steering, right? Manual. Now that
All right, and then what is the paint on this car? I'm very curious.
Champ white.
Okay.
Champ white.
Okay, I love the paint. It reminds me of how the color of my EG when it was running.
Yeah, I've always felt it's kind of taboo to paint a non-Type R Champ white, but figured it has a Type R engine.
Okay.
Maybe they'll let me slide.
Yeah, makes sense.
The Honda police.
All right, so tell me about the exterior of the car. What do we have going on with your Civic so far?
So Jay's racing hood, Jay's fenders, Exceed front lip, Mode Parfum, side skirts, and Osaka wing, and some spoon mirrors.
Okay. Oh, they're actual legit spoon mirrors?
They're reps.
Okay.
They're reps, but I've kind of just been playing around. I had some other different styles, so
okay.
These have offered pretty good field division, so I've just enjoyed these the most.
I've loved those. The one thing that stands out for most mirrors is the film, the blue tint.
Yeah.
Because I had a similar set.
They came with the car.
Oh, it's nice.
And so I'm gonna keep them. So I had some other ones that I had painted, and I've used those a couple times. And I like the looks of them. It's just they're not as functional.
Okay.
And so these seem to work really well.
Makes sense. So those are Mode Parfum side skirts.
Yeah.
They look very similar to the EM1 side skirts.
They are, I think, a copy of it.
Okay.
Just I know to get those to work on the Civic, you got to trim them, and they don't fit exactly. So these were meant just to bolt right up, fit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. They look really good though.
Yeah, I always, that's I think one thing I always thought, especially when I have a big aggressive front lip,
Yeah.
that the side was kind of missing something.
Okay.
And it's so hard to get, there's not a whole lot of options. So I was really excited when I saw this option.
Nice. And then so Champ White, the lip, the side skirts, they flow really well because the lip doesn't hang too low. I know earlier we were talking about lowered cars, and this is obviously a track car, and you can't have this car too low because once you go off the track, if you have a lip, a splitter, it's destroyed.
Yeah.
What is the suspension that you're running currently on the car?
This is a JRZ RS Pro.
Okay.
So, yeah, amazing.
I heard they're pretty pricey, but they're worth every dime.
Yeah. So, I mean, I had another brand on another car, and I was just miserable. And that was the main reason I wanted EG. I just wanted something that worked, and that you buy parts off the shelf, and everybody spoke so highly, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to mess around.
Yeah.
Spending money first time, I think it hurts a little less.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy it 2 or 3 times, so.
Yeah.
But really happy. I mean, slow speed, high speed, everything. It just handles so good.
Yeah, I was right behind you when we were on the way here, and it was just, you could just see it move just a little bit. I'm like, ooh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then, so JRCs,
All PCI arms, all spherical.
Okay.
Bearing. There's no rubber in the suspension.
Nice.
So it's a pain in the butt for street driving. But
Yeah.
on the track, it's going to be
Perfect.
Yeah.
Nice. And then what is your brake and wheel setup?
So the brake is a Mode Parfum made by Endless.
Mm-hmm.
And the wheels on the front is a 15x9 Group B NCO1 with the 245. And the rear is the same wheel with a 225.
Okay.
8-inch rim.
Nice. I love these wheels. When these first came out, I was like, what wheels are these? But then everyone's been, putting them on their car, and they're affordable.
Yeah.
They're lightweight, and they just look really good because they have this color, silver, white, and like a gunmetal, I think.
Yeah.
Nice.
They pay homage to the best wheels of the golden eras. I mean, they got the fluting of the SW, the spoon wheels.
Oh, yeah.
They look like a kind of the six spoke of a Buddy Club and
Yeah.
today's Ram racing wheel.
Okay.
I mean, all the best. I mean, they're just like this part here, this deep dishing of the spoon wheel too. I mean,
Yeah.
they're just. I mean, the first time I saw them, I was like, "This is dope."
Yeah. They look really
Whoever
good.
designed these, he could tell where his heart was at.
Yeah. What rotors are you running?
They're the Endless rotor.
Oh, wow.
It's an Endless rotor.
Those look nice. Okay. And then, so you have suspension. Oh, the wheels are perfect. I see a really, really tucked and really good design cage. So is this a custom fabricated roll cage?
Yeah, my friend and I, Tom Dominguez,
Mm-hmm.
built this in our garage.
Really?
Yeah, 1.5 inch, 0.95 chromoly. So it's pretty light. I think it's like 65 pounds.
Oh, wow.
I mean, chromoly is like about a foot a pound, something like that.
Okay.
So 195. So yeah, it's made the car super stiff, safe,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, I think it's for these old cars, they get really flimsy.
Yeah, especially
they need a
like
lot.
adding the dimple dies and everything to the B pillar.
Yeah, I mean, you jack up one of these old cars from one corner, and it feels like a pretzel. Right? A
Yeah.
wet noodle.
Yeah.
Now you jack up one corner, and the whole car goes up.
Yeah, yeah. So you went all the way to the front, huh?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to go through the firewall, and last minute decided not to, but I kind of regret it now. I think it would have been dope. It would have been, even to tie in the front shock towers would have been smart to do. But
Okay.
maybe in the future, give me something to do next winter.
Yeah, definitely. So I know you haven't tracked it yet, but earlier you were saying you're planning on hitting an event soon.
Yeah, it'll be a doghouse in November.
Oh, it's nice.
In Chuckwalla. I got a chance to take it to the canyon just to kind of test out, some braking and stuff. And it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to drive.
Nice.
I'm older. I'm almost 50.
Uh-huh.
So I don't think I'm gonna be. I'm never be a fast driver, but I just want a car that'd be a lot of fun,
Yeah.
very predictable, and like to just beat the hell out of all day long.
Okay.
So that's really what the goal of the build was.
I like that.
And safe. Like if I crash or roll it or whatever,
Mhm.
I'll be able to still go to work.
Yeah.
Maybe a little sore, but
Yeah. So notice your taillights. They're the red and white ones, and I forgot what company made these.
to be honest, they're like a Amazon or eBay special.
Uh-huh.
In the beginning, I had the Sargent front bumper,
Uh-huh.
and that has kind of an EK look to it.
Yeah.
And then the side skirts are, like an EK. So I was like, hey, let's kind of make it an EK theme.
Yeah.
With the two-tone instead of having the amber.
Uh-huh.
I had some amber ones, and they were just, how 30-year-old cars, they were just falling apart.
Yeah. Yeah, they look really good. I've always loved those because they kind of resemble like the SI EM1 taillights.
Yeah, and it's kind of a more modern take on a 90s Honda, with the modern engine and a more modern engine and drive-by-wire. And so I thought, you know what, we'll update the tail lights and stuff like that, make it maybe a little more modern.
Yeah, it looks really good. It looks really tasteful. I just love like everything just flows. The championship white just I've always loved the color.
I was really like, I've always wanted to have a vibrant color or something just fun, you know?
Yeah.
And my wife just said, no, you'll hate it after, you know, especially after going to the track.
Oh, yeah.
Silver or white is usually easy to take care of.
Yeah.
So I think she talked some sense into me.
There you go. Nice. So within the cockpit, what do we have for seats?
I have Recaro pole position for the passenger and Halo Hans seat for the driver.
Ooh.
I said same thing. Like if I crash or something, you know, that's the biggest thing is safety.
Okay. And then what do we have on the dash? So we have
an 80 AM CD7 dash,
Mhm.
which I think is the best dash in the market. Kind of too bad they didn't develop it. You know, I don't even know if they're doing Infinity anymore. But the guy who designed it, I heard, he did like salt flat racing.
Yeah.
So the dash has it looks like it's dull or scratched, but there's zero glare.
Oh.
If you notice some of the AIM dashes or something, they're like polished glass.
Yeah.
And certain angles, I mean, you can't see the dash.
No.
So this one, I mean, especially all our tracks are in the desert. So I mean, this thing's gonna be awesome.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, it's such an awesome dash.
That's sick. And then what shifter are you running?
It's a Mugen TSX. This is a Euro R engine, so this is a TSX.
Sick.
I've tried a couple of other shift boxes, and I think this OEM is. It's a modified OEM.
Okay.
I think it works the best.
Nice. Oh, I just noticed you have the Mugen pedals too.
Two of them, right?
Oh yeah.
I have a drive-by-wire setup, so that's actually the gas pedal of a Honda Fit.
Okay. Oh wow, because I heard, who was it? Someone told me you could run a WRX gas pedal and still run the drive-by-wire.
I had a Fit, so I just took a lot of the parts off the Fit on this. So,
oh, okay.
So it worked easy.
Nice. I've talked to a few buddies too. Like the one thing that's great about Honda is there's so many interchangeable parts.
Right. Yeah.
You know, EG, DC. Some stuff fits on the EK, EM1 stuff, but you know, lately the last 10 years, everything's K.
Yeah, and in the early like 92, 93, when I first kind of got into building Hondas, and my friend had an Integra or something, and we'd say, hey, this fits yours, and discovering it for the first time was the coolest feeling.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, these knuckles fit on your car, let's swap them over. It was so cool.
That's cool. That's really dope.
Some
yeah.
similarities between all the chassis.
Yeah, I was surprised. Like on my EG, I did the 4x114 conversion, so it's full hub and knuckle. And it was a great idea at the time, but it's just finding wheels is the hard part. And then that's the second part to that is brakes. So that's why I'm kind of I told you earlier, I wanted to run with the S2K calipers and still run the Mugen rear brake setup.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the car, the color, the tone with the color, the banner, and the wheels, it just flows just right. And even with the seats, it's just a nice tone of black that just kind of accents the championship white really well.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I kind of had a couple of ideas in my mind of, everybody dreams about the car they want to build.
Yeah.
I always thought a Champ White EG would be fun. And I always loved black wheels. I know that's not as popular as they used to be, but I've always thought black wheels is the way to go, especially as the more brake dust they get.
Yeah.
The cooler they look, they turn a little copperish. I mean, I keep them clean, but
yeah.
When a white wheel or a silver wheel gets dirty, it looks horrible, right?
Yeah.
And where a black wheel, it gets dirty, it gets brake dust, it still looks cool.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion.
Okay.
That's just my opinion.
So one other question I want to ask you, with the Jace fenders, what's the size difference compared to an OEM fender?
I think it's 15 if I remember correctly. I'm not positive.
Because I know they had there's two or three different sizes of millimeter width on the fenders. I could be wrong.
I'm not sure which ones I have, to be honest. But the 9-inch wheel with the 245 tire, no problem.
Okay.
I have 3.5 degrees of camber.
Okay.
But I mean, still, the inner fender well is where you're always going to end up hitting.
Yeah.
Or people need to tub it or whatever. But,
yeah.
I have plenty of steering.
Okay.
Lock to lock, it'll rub.
Yeah.
I still have plenty of steering.
Nice.
For the track.
Okay. Yeah, oh man, I'm waiting for the sun to hit this. Well, but we're definitely gonna be sweating because right now in California it is crazy hot. So a lot of people saw the shifter. So what do we have going under the bay?
Okay, let me We have a pretty much stock K20A from the Euro R.
Okay.
So it's a little bit different from the
Wow.
DC5 with the transmission and stuff, but kind of made stuff a little bit trickier for myself because it's harder to find shift boxes and stuff. The shifting is a little bit different with the TSX.
Yeah.
You know, the CL7, CL9, but it's drive-by-wire. See what it's pretty much stock, different injectors, intake manifold, skunk, and K-tuned throttle body. Pretty much it, really. It's stock. You know, I ran this skunk to valve cover just for the clearance. I mean, usually the clearance is the issue with some of these older Civics. But you can see from, I mean, it barely touches. I don't have to cut that it off.
Oh, that's nice. Wow. Is that just a raw finish on the valve cover?
Raw magnesium, and I was kind of looking forward to it oxidizing a little bit. You know?
That's cool. I know some people are like, your valve cover's rusting, but it's just a raw finish.
If you look like old hot rodders and even like aviation stuff from back in the day, they have like raw magnesium covers and stuff like that. I grew up, my dad was a hot rodder, so I just always loved that look. So like, I think the raw finish is cool. Yeah,
it's very different.
Damn. Anodizing, there's very few powder coating on the car. It's mostly just the anodizing from whatever manufacturer, you know.
Okay. So what else do we have going on this motor? It has port mounts. What header are you running?
I think it's a 1320.
Okay.
1320, and a 3-inch exhaust. It's a 1320 exhaust also. We just kind of modified it a little bit. To like, I didn't like the tip that it came with.
Okay.
So we just hacked it off and put this short piece of tubing on it. Kind of like ES. Is
it ES tuning?
ES tuning used to do back in the day. They have a really short. I had plenty of those on, so I kind of wanted something. It's hard to find something like that on the market nowadays. So we made our own.
Okay. So going drive-by-wire, do you feel any difference compared to a regular throttle body?
To be honest, I haven't driven a regular throttle body in a long time. But like I said, this came from my Honda Fit, and so I had everything there. And the response and everything, I've never had any issues.
Okay.
So I mean, and just way cleaner not having a big throttle cable coming through the engine bay.
Yeah. So I was noticing right now all this little custom fab work, like with right here for the radiator, and then the overflow in the back. Like, that's super cool.
This is actually the overflow here.
Oh,
this
that's
is
what
my
power
catch can.
Oh.
I just routed, instead of venting it into here. I hate the smell of it, so we rented it to the back. That's cool. Old man stuff, you know.
That's dope.
To make it a little comfortable. So
that's cool. That's one thing I like. I love is like every certain build, the owner builds the car to how they want, and that completely threw me off. I was like, oh, is that the catch? I was like, oh no, it's just the radiator.
And so then like my harness unplugs, my power wire unplugs.
Oh, so sick.
It's pretty easy to take the engine out. Hopefully I don't have to take it out soon, but if I need to, it would be pretty easy.
Yeah, the harness, you can barely see any of the wires. It's really tucked. Wow. That's nice. Definitely, like you just said, it'd be so much easier just to drop the motor out and make the repairs.
Yeah, so it's a coil rad. Nothing fancy, just something off the shelf. We just changed how it was mounted.
Okay.
Since when KSR Racing did a lot of this fab work. He's like my other car too. He's the only reason this car looks as clean as it does. Like I'll kind of toss some ideas to him, and he had to say, "Okay, I'll make it work.
Yeah,
I'll figure it out." So,
nice.
Yeah, booster delete. And,
oh, I see. Is that honed?
Yeah, that's honed.
Nice. A lot of guys I've seen they've been using them a lot lately.
I think most of these cars are over boosted. You know, the booster. I mean, especially when you put a big master cylinder on it, and then it's just. I mean, initial bite is good, but then as you start to travel, it just starts to feel. Especially if you don't have ABS.
Okay.
You're just gonna lock it up. You know, where this you had to really put a lot of effort to lock your tires up. So.
Okay.
I've enjoyed it so far. Like I haven't got it to the track yet, so could be talking out my ass. But from what I've felt so far, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Nice. What strut bar? I saw that the front and the rear are matching.
J's.
Oh, okay.
J's, yeah.
That's weird because I always thought the J's Racing, I remember their valve covers like that teal color.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I'm not sure why they have this gold, but I liked the color gold. I thought it was cool.
Yeah. You have all the right amount of just. I see the spoon caps, the Mugen socks.
The brake lines. I kind of didn't want to tuck them. I kind of wanted to see them. I kind of liked a little bit of that mechanical look.
Yeah, I like how they're just.
I wanted it to be serviceable. If I saw a leak or something, I wanted to be able to identify it, where it was coming from.
Yeah.
And be able to fix it, or so.
Yeah, it looks really good. I like that they're visible. I feel like I said, on certain builds, a brake line tuck's great. On other builds, what's showing.
Yeah, like show cars, it looks freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Not to see anything, just the motor, and not even understanding how it's floating in there.
Yeah.
But for a car that I'm gonna take to the track and may break down and may have issues, and you got to work on it, getting under a dash, especially with the roll cage, is miserable.
Oh yeah, I bet.
So.
Yeah, everything has to be like visible or mechanically you're able to reach it. Just do.
I had to climb under the dash the other week to work on one of the pedals, and I kind of got stuck. And I was panicking for a minute.
Yeah.
I was going to call my wife to pull me out.
Oh no.
So yeah, I want to avoid going under the dash as much as possible.
Okay. That brake booster, the stop right here.
That's honed also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that help a lot too with braking?
Yeah, I mean these cars are so flimsy. The firewalls are so flimsy.
Oh, okay.
You especially now that it's manual and you're just gonna be pressing as hard as you can on that brake pedal to try to stop. It's necessary. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I love seeing like, whether it's a show car, street car, track cars. I just feel like it's a big going from a show car and then street car and a track car. Like you just see like how much time really goes into the cars. You can tell the difference too of the quality parts, the time and effort. Like the fabrication alone on building a track car is just it's crazy, but it is expensive too. Because I had a few friends that they would track their cars, and you're talking about brakes, tires, axles, fluids, all that. It adds up, and even like if you were to build a drag car, you're almost 100K into a drag car.
Absolutely.
But man, this car is just beautiful. Is there any other plans any future plans you plan on doing with the car, or you just plan on leaving it how it is?
I want to see how I do at the track.
Okay.
And like I said, I've always want to make more horsepower.
Yeah.
But at this point, the car's probably faster than I am. So let me figure out how fast I can drive this first.
Yeah.
And then maybe. But I think I've always wanted an ITB setup and camshafts and do a cylinder head.
Yeah.
So that would be like the goal.
That'd be sick.
Maybe do something like that, and then even something like Ken has mentioned about doing like maybe a sequential transmission.
Okay.
And I've been gaming a lot, and so I really love paddle shifting. So that would be like, maybe electronic power steering. But that would be like a full race car.
Yeah.
If I drive it to the track and it's really fast, but I notice myself, not wanting to take my hands off the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Maybe that would be a plan.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I think, like you said right now, ITBs with a good cam setup, you'd be good. What is it making currently?
It's stock.
Okay.
It's stock. So I think it's like 240 something. Something like that.
That's not bad.
That's plenty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It has really big injectors. Over 1,000 cc injectors. But that's just so I can run a lot lower fuel pressure.
Okay.
I don't have to run 50 psi fuel pressure.
Oh, nice.
I had MDX injectors, but they were pegged, Sent to cycle. So I went to a small injector. And Bo Brown, who tunes it, guy's just like he's a race car driver himself. So
Okay.
We're not drag racing.
Yeah.
So we're not looking for optimal power.
Yeah.
We're looking for something to run all day. So I think I've spoken about this before. That the tune is like a track tune.
Okay.
After a certain amount of seconds of wide open throttle, it starts to richen it even more to keep the piston cool.
Okay.
especially the hard top.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you do anything with transmission at all? Because I know a lot of guys, they tend to do different gear ratios
Yeah,
on the transmissions.
stock gear ratios, but it is 5.0 final drive.
Okay.
And it has COS 1.5 LSD.
Nice. Yeah, I've always heard Kaz is a really good name. Them, Cusco, M Factory.
Yeah, I was in the bowl at Chuckwalla, and I had 100 more horsepower on the Civic next to me, and he just walked on me on the outside.
Dang.
I was like, what the hell? He's like, you gotta get yourself like. When you get back in the day, if you had an OEM LSD,
Yeah.
that was more than enough.
Uh-huh.
You see nowadays they have these really fast guys.
Yeah. That's LSDs. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm excited to try that.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah, I could walk around this car for the next hour just checking every little bit out, but man.
Yeah, so it has a D-powered steering rack.
So
you can see how it's welded. It's a solid mount steering rack also.
Okay. So when you depower, I've heard a lot of people talk about it. What, so was it power steering before?
It was power steering.
Okay. And then so you eliminate the power steering.
But there is like a piston in there that still gives some play, so they'll take that out and weld it also, so it's 100% solid.
Oh, okay.
That's the reason for I always run a larger steering wheel too, because it is now that it is depowered, so it is manual steering.
Okay.
It's nice to have a little bit of leverage for the steering.
Okay, makes
so
sense.
It is a 350 steering wheel.
Okay, nice. Yeah, like I said, I never really put that into thought of a bigger steering wheel going into play with driving. You think you just buy a steering wheel and that's it.
Yeah.
So
that's like one of the things I've enjoyed most about it is like tuning my driving position and steering and pedals and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that all makes sense. How far you are from the seat. It all makes sense. Even I've seen some guys really have like a shifter super high up.
Mm-hmm.
But if you end up going sequential.
I mean, to not have to reach or think about where your shifter is,
yeah,
is pretty nice. And even like my pedal box, that it's all my pedals and even my dead pedal, rest pedal is like right there. Right
oh, okay.
So if I need to brace myself, which you don't have to with these bolsters, but
yeah,
if I need to rest my foot, it's just right there. So.
Okay, nice. All right. Any shout outs that you want to give to anybody?
Yeah, JHP USA.
Okay.
They've always helped me get the parts that I want. And since they opened,
yeah,
in 1997, I've been supporting them. Let's see what else. Ken Swen, KSR Racing. Yeah, he's like the guy, the number one fabricator does a lot of this work.
Okay. Anybody else? Can't forget the wife and kids.
Yeah, the wife and kids.
Yeah. And then, so when's the next track event? You said November?
Yeah, I think the first weekend of November.
Okay. Okay, we might have to just go out there and see how this event goes. I know they're setting a big invite, so a lot of guys are going to come.
Oh man, that track is awesome. Not only is the track a fun track to drive with like some elevation change. The atmosphere is cool. They have cabins, so you can come the day before and sleep there. And
nice.
Things out, campfire.
Okay.
But the thing that my kids like is after the track is cold and everybody's done racing, they open the track and people ride their bikes or skateboards.
Oh, that's cool.
On the track at night, so yeah, it's really cool.
Sick. Yeah, I'll definitely have to go there and check it out, especially for this event. I've always wanted to go to an actual track day event, so.
You know what? So I was a street racer from back in the day.
Yeah.
And first time I went to the track, like didn't know what I was doing, and
yeah,
I was a horrible driver, but I had more fun doing that than I'd ever. Because drag racing, you make your pass, and if you made a mistake, whatever, you got to wait hours to get back in line.
Yeah.
Where the track, you just drive and drive and drive, and you're like yourself's becoming a better driver every time, and then it kind of like tames you for the rest of the couple of weeks before you go back because you've driven so much.
Yeah.
Kind of get it out of your system.
Yeah, I always, thinking about it, like a lot of guys, they go to the track every time you want to get a better lap time. It would, take a few seconds off, and it could be a simple thing as different tires, different brakes, or a little, whatever little change you have to do to the motor, but also being the driver.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to say that I don't want a fast lap time, but the most thing I enjoy being out on the track with my friends.
Yeah.
Mobbing with them, following them, and I really enjoy just being on the track with my friends.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I think one day I'd love to build like an EK, maybe make a little track car out of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So-
And it doesn't take much. Like,
No.
You don't need no big horsepower or anything. Just some good tires, some good brakes.
Yeah,
Send it.
and good suspension.
Yeah, even that is questionable.
Yeah, I saw a lot of guys were running coily yellows
Yeah.
and ground controls.
Yep, yeah. It's the driver. I've seen some amazing drivers put down some fast lap times. with
Okay.
Very little, you know. And
Yeah.
I've had some very expensive builds that I have, and it's slow as hell.
Nice. Well, before we end the video, I want to say thank you for taking time out of your day. I know you just came back from vacation. Thanks for coming, this morning to set up to do this feature with me.
No, that's right. I'm glad you wanted to see the car. You know, you build the car for yourself, but
Yeah,
to see that other people enjoy it as much as you do is super cool. So
Yeah.
it's my pleasure.
definitely. And we'll definitely be seeing you, if not at next meet or at that track event.
Awesome.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thank you.